All right, let's jump right in. We're going to be talking about a blueprint for thinking about the financial markets, but in a way that's probably different from what you're used to. It's about trading in all that guesswork for a framework that actually makes sense. You know that feeling, right, where you feel like you're constantly fighting the market and every single move you make just feels wrong? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're in the right place.
Man, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's not about not trying hard enough. It's about having a flawed framework from the get-go. I mean, think about it. It's kind of like trying to find your way around a new city using the wrong map. You can drive around for hours, burning gas and getting more and more frustrated, but you're just going to stay lost.
So, okay, if it's not about being lazy and it's not about a lack of effort, what is it then? What's the actual missing piece of the puzzle here? What's that one thing that just seems to trip so many people up over and over again? That's the big question we're really going to dig into.
And to find that answer, we've got to first look at the common pitfalls. We need to talk about how most people are even taught to look at the markets in the first place. And honestly, it's usually a total mess of hype, shortcuts, and a whole lot of noise.
And this really lays it all out, side by side. On one hand, you have the typical approach, right? It's all about signal sellers, hype, shortcuts, basically just trying to predict what's going to happen next. It's pure guesswork. But then you look at the other side, the logic-based approach. That's all about real understanding, having a clear structure, and learning to think in probabilities, not certainties. The difference is just night and day.
Okay, so how do we actually get from that chaotic path over to the structured one? Well, that brings us to the solution we're talking about today, an approach called market logic. And the whole philosophy starts with this promise, right here. No hype, no selling you signals, and absolutely no shortcuts. It's all about getting away from that get-rich-quick nonsense and focusing on what actually works. Real, practical education. The whole point is to build an actual skill, not just blindly follow someone else's alert.
So what even is market logic, really? At its core, it's a philosophy. It's an educational approach that's all about how the markets actually work. You know the old saying, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. This is kind of like that, but it goes even deeper. It's not just about teaching you how to fish. It's about teaching you to understand the entire lake, why the currents are moving, where the food is, what the weather does. It's about understanding the fundamental logic behind why the price is doing what it's doing.
All right, so a philosophy is great, but how does it actually turn into something you can use? Well, it's all built on these 5 core pillars. Think of them as the building blocks of the whole method.
So here's the path, laid out step by step. It all starts with the Forex and market foundations. I mean, you have to know the absolute basics, right? You got to know the rules of the game before you even think about playing. This is where you learn how price is even created in the first place. Skip this, and you're basically just gambling. Then you move on to what is arguably the most important piece of the puzzle, price action and market structure. And the key here is learning the why. It's about learning to read a chart like it's a story, figuring out where the big money, the liquidity, is hiding. This is huge. It's the difference between just chasing the price around and actually anticipating where it has a high probability of going next.
Next up, we have indicators, but look closely at the focus here. They're used to supplement your analysis, not be your analysis. This is so important. Indicators are there to confirm what price action is already telling you. They are not some kind of magic crystal ball. And then we get to the last 2. And honestly, these are the ones that really separate the pros from the amateurs. First, risk management. This is all about one thing, protecting your capital. Your number one job as a trader isn't to make $1 million, it's to make sure you can trade again tomorrow. This pillar is about survival. And finally, trading psychology. This is the inner game. It's about mastering your own emotions so that fear and greed don't make your decisions for you. When you put all 5 of these pillars together, you don't just have a few random strategies. You have a complete, logical way of thinking.
And all of this, all these pillars, they lead to the ultimate goal. Because it's not just about learning a few setups. It's about completely changing the way you see the market.
And this is so important. The goal is not to make you dependent on anyone or anything. It's to help you develop professional-level thinking for yourself. It's about empowerment. It's about giving you the tools to think, not just telling you what to think.
And look, if there's only one thing you remember from all of this, let it be this right here. Market logic is not about predicting the market. It's about understanding it. As soon as you stop trying to be a fortune teller and start trying to be a detective, just understanding what's happening and why, everything changes. That's where you find clarity. That's where you find consistency.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Are you ready to stop guessing and start thinking? because making that shift, well, it could change everything for you. Thanks for tuning in.